Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Allison Fergit. Today, Governor Tony Evers is ordering all flags to be flown at half-staff. This weekend is National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend, a mark of respect for the firefighters of Wisconsin who have given their lives in the line of duty. Evers also orders flags to fly at half-staff on September 27th and October 11th in honor of the final alarm ceremony and Fire Prevention Week. In a statement, Evers recognized the sacrifices made by firefighters, stating, quote, "On behalf of the state, we recognize and thank all members of our firefighting communities for their brave sacrifice and service and honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in pursuit of safety and serving their fellow neighbor." A demonstration in La Crosse today showed support to the LGBTQ+ community. A local group of Christians are behind the event. They say there's a lot of fear and concern right now within the LGBTQ+ community, which motivated them to organize today's demonstration.
We thought that it'd be a good opportunity for the community to show love, that people do love them, respect them, affirm them, and want them to have happy lives.
Dunn says the group is planning to host speakers in the fall that will talk about Christianity and the LGBTQ+ community. Cyclists from across the country travel to La Crosse for the La Crosse Omnium Race. The finale of the three-day event featured an oval track on the streets of downtown La Crosse. Different classes of racers, ranging from children to professionals, accepted the challenge. The race director says the professional races average speeds up to 30 miles per hour. The high speeds and tight turns make it one of the more intense bike races in the country.
People love NASCAR, and I think this is a little bit more fun. It's a little bit easier to come, and you can come right up to the action. You can see it live. You can enjoy food. It doesn't have any cost. And so it's just a beautiful day to come out to a park and really have some fun and watch the bike racing.
This is the 12th annual La Crosse Omnium Race. It's held the first weekend in May every year. Well, we had a beautiful Sunday, definitely a good day to go out biking. So it looks like we have a pretty good week ahead of us too, Nicole.
Yeah, the entire week really is looking good. You know you have a good week ahead of you, and the only thing you're complaining about is near normal temperatures. It's going to be gorgeous out there every single day, and we had quite the blazer here today. Eau Claire, look at that, hitting their first day of 80 degrees. Minneapolis actually got up to 81. La Crosse just shy of 80 at 78, but I'm sure many of us will have a good chance of seeing 80 degrees at least once this week. As far as departure from average goes, we were pretty high above average, anywhere from about 5 to even 16 degrees above average through the area. So a nice warm day under those sunny skies. As we go into tonight, we could see some cloud coverage starting to move up. Taking a wider look at it, there is some light rain associated with that cloud deck just to our southeast, but we really aren't looking at that making it into our area. Maybe some locations far south of I-90 feeling a couple sprinkles overnight. Otherwise, our dry streak is going to hold strong as we go into the start of the week. Here's a look at your morning in La Crosse, warming up very quickly as we'll have sunny skies already back into the mid-60s by that noon hour. And a similar story with Eau Claire. Actually, Eau Claire will likely get a few degrees warmer than La Crosse tomorrow as they'll have less clouds to deal with. Tomorrow's likely going to be actually the coolest day of the week, believe it or not, and we're still going to be in the 70s. So it's a good week ahead of us, and I'll have all the details on just how warm we're looking at getting coming up in the full forecast.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Well, May the 4th be with you. Star Wars fans across the galaxy are celebrating the holiday. In La Crosse, the Rivoli is celebrating with a screening of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. The theater had Star Wars themed decorations, photo ops, Star Wars trivia, and drink specials such as the Tatooine Twin Sunrise.
I've been a Star Wars fan since I was about 12 years old. I'm sort of always known as the Star Wars girl in my friend group. It's just a really wonderful mythology, and it's become sort of like a shared language between fans. It's just a really fun and hopeful franchise that I think really brings people together.
Attendees also participated in a costume contest. Well, it's a classic pain in the neck. An appliance stops working after your warranty has expired. La Crosse area homeowners have a few repair options to turn to, but there's one business that customers say is routinely ripping people off. Dozens of Google, Facebook, and Better Business Bureau reviews paint a picture of experiences with appliance doctors of La Crosse and Green Bay. Customers left with broken appliances and empty wallets. Monday at 6, several share what they went through and how to make sure you know who you're hiring. Dance students at Viterbo have a performance every spring, and every spring other students design their costumes. Chief photojournalist Chuck Oatsma went to see what goes into putting those costumes together for today's Eyepiece.
The class today is aesthetics, and they come in and design all of the lights and costumes for the dance rep program. It's called Kaleidoscope is the show.
I would go from here, and then you're probably going to want to go in and like zigzag over all of this.
They come in and they start at the beginning and they design all of the costumes. They do renderings so we can see, everybody gets to see what everything looks like.
I really like designing hair and makeup. So I think that aspect of it is really cool to me. So I learned how to sew down here, which I think is awesome. It was difficult at first, but now I feel like it's something that I really enjoy doing, and it's kind of easy to me. So it's cool to get to like go home and tell people that I can sew things now. I love this course.
I learned how to sew last year. I was in like costumes practicum, and then I was in the costuming class. And I designed a student theater production of Much Ado last year, and I just kind of dove in, you know, in the deep end, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm taking this class. Well, I mean, these are good skills to have for altering my own clothes and getting a better understanding for what the costumers do for productions. It's also, there are a lot of jobs that like, they'll book you as an actor, but then they're also like, but you also work in the costume shop, and that's a part of the contract, you know. I prefer the designing of the costumes. It's when you really get to imagine and be creative and just throw things at the wall, and then you have to actually make it. So, you know, it's a little coming down off that, but I really enjoy designing.
It always comes together in the end.
Well, those are some very talented students, and for many of them, this show was their final exam this year. Well, still to come, what's already causing a bump in summer travel season. Church leaders prepare for the selection of a new pope on Francis's final day of mourning. All of that coming up next.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
It's amazing all the work that goes into growing this little guy. The research you've done over the past decades is critical to grow a good quality crop.
The UW-Madison has developed light casts to help farmers manage leaf blight before it takes root in potato fields.
I can't really overstate how important that is.
What's at stake isn't just the crop in the ground, it's the sustainability of your family farm.
This partnership really makes me proud to be a Wisconsin farmer.
One Wisconsin on Wisconsin.
King Furniture would like to wish all moms a happy Mother's Day. And this year, let's skip the flowers and get her a gift she'll enjoy every single day. It's the Mother's Day trade-in sale at King Furniture, where you can trade in your old furniture and get huge savings on something brand new. Trade in that old tired recliner for a brand new style, or upgrade mom to the bedroom she's always dreamt of. Plus, find savings of up to 60% store-wide. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable, only at King Furniture.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
Two people are in custody in connection to a reported plot to bomb a Lady Gaga concert in Brazil. Investigators say the unidentified suspects had tried to virtually recruit minors to participate. The plan reportedly included the coordinated use of improvised explosive devices. Authorities say the perpetrators apparently wanted the bombing to help them gain notoriety on social networks. ESPN host Stephen A. Smith is weighing in on a possible run for the White House and President Trump's support for such a move. Here's what he had to say on Sunday's CNN's State of the Union.
There's a bit of flattery that comes with getting such words from the man who holds the highest office in the land, and I can appreciate that. But in the same breath, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I evidently I'd have no chance, because if somebody like that is throwing out my name, clearly they think that, yeah, go ahead and do it so we can beat you, we can romp you too. So I'm not falling for it.
Smith added that most American citizens are trying to live in peace and harmony, something he said he doesn't think either side has promoted along the way. Passengers are being warned to expect delays as summer travel ramps up. That's because FAA shortages and real ID requirements could snag air travel. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy saying this week the air traffic control stations across the U.S. are short by about 3,000 controllers. While they've been offering higher salaries and bonuses as an incentive, the hiring and training can still take months. Air traffic controller shortages have already caused delays at Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, which is one of the busiest in the country.
We had to wait 2 hours in Los Angeles to even board the plane.
We have a lot of travel coming up, so hopefully they can resolve this quickly.
These issues come just days ahead of the federal government enforcing real ID requirements. Come May 7th, all passengers flying domestically will now need a special driver's license or ID that in most states has a star in the right corner. Federal student loan collections start back up tomorrow. The Department of Education is ending a roughly 5-year-long pandemic-era pause. The move could impact more than 5 million borrowers. Borrowers are urged to start a monthly payment plan, enroll in income-driven repayments, or sign up for loan rehabilitation. If not, the federal agency could order non-federal employers to withhold a percentage of an employee's income to pay the delinquent debt. Warren Buffett has announced he will step down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway at the end of the year. Greg Abel would take over at that point, pending board approval, but it's not clear whether he would assume the chairman role. Buffett also says he would not sell one share of Berkshire stock. The 94-year-old has been with the company since it was formed in 1965. Tonight marks the final day of mourning for Pope Francis as church leaders look ahead to this week's conclave and selection of a new pope. CBS's Chris Livesay is in Rome, where final preparations are underway.
It's been called Holy Smoke. Massimiliano De Sanctis is testing the system for when cardinals elect the heir to St. Peter. If they release black smoke, the voting continues. White when we have a pope. Vatican firefighters have just installed the chimney, and the furnace has been set up inside the Sistine Chapel. That secretive process begins Wednesday, beckoning 133 cardinal electors from across the world. Some are predicted to align with Pope Francis, like newly minted Swedish Cardinal Anders Arborelius, who's meeting many of his peers for the first time.
I must say, I'm surprised that it's so peaceful and so friendly atmosphere.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're surprised?
Well, if you read the papers, you get you get the idea that there are two parties fighting for power.
Others have been openly critical of Pope Francis, like German Cardinal Gerhard Müller, a staunch defender of traditional Catholic doctrine.
Gay marriage is not possible. It's absolutely against the word of God.
And that means blessing gay marriages as well?
We cannot blessing in the sense of justifying of a behavior or of a lifestyle which is against the reason God himself gave.
Francis was often accused of being ambiguous on this topic. So are you looking for more clarity in the next pope?
Yeah, I think not only me, but also Catholics in the world.
Now, that diversity in cardinals could lead to a long conclave, the longest conclave in history back in the 13th century in the nearby city of Viterbo. Took nearly 3 years. Locals became so frustrated they took the roof off the building where cardinals were staying. However, in recent times, conclaves typically last just a few days. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Rome.
Well, we have more news ahead, but first,
the week is looking fairly dry and pretty warm out there. I'll have all the details on just how warm we're looking to get coming up right after the break.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend in-store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
It's customer appreciation time at Wesco, and we're saying thank you with exclusive savings on furniture and bedding, and your deal is just one spin away. Every spin wins, whether you're upgrading your bedroom or furnishing your dream living room. Now's the perfect time to save in style. your style, your savings, your Wesco. Step in and spin before this deal rolls away. And don't forget to tell them Peyton sent you.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources now. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
Mother's Day is almost here, and it's time to visit Jolivet Family Farms. 8 greenhouses full of a wide variety of flowers, vegetable, and plants, all grown for this climate. Jolivet's features one of the area's largest selections of hanging baskets: succulents, clematis, citronella, mosquito plants, horseradish, rhubarb, asparagus. Find unique lawn and garden decor. Take home a strawberry rhubarb pie, rhubarb crisp, or try the new peanut butter pie from our homemade bakery. All this and so much more. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend in-store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Severe weather impacted France yesterday afternoon. An intense hailstorm pelted Paris. Pedestrians fled for cover and traffic was disrupted across the city. Hailstones measured up to 1.6 inches in diameter, causing damage to vehicles and property. The storms also brought heavy rainfall, causing flooding in some areas. Well, lucky for us here in the Coulee region, no hail and no rain at all. And it looks like we have a good chance of seeing some lasting beautiful weather throughout the week. Let's send it over to Nicole for our forecast.
Yeah, my job is looking extra easy this week. I really don't even have to change anything at all because there's not going to be a lot going on most of the time. Tonight, we're looking at mostly clear skies. We'll have some cloud coverage moving in off from our southeast. We saw that system a little bit earlier starting to move in. Really, all that's bringing is those clouds. Maybe feeling a couple sprinkles, but as you can see, not seeing a lot of that rain move into our area. As we wake up in the morning tomorrow, we see some clouds starting to move in, mainly south of I-90. This could make potential impacts to our high temperatures. You can see partly cloudy skies again, mainly south of I-90, lasting into the early afternoon, but they really start to burn off once we get some more daytime heating happening later in the day. You will notice, though, there is still a little bit of a difference, especially looking at Prairie du Chien, 64, and then 72 up in Ladysmith. So not super often that we see friends to the north getting a little bit higher up, but with those clouds, we could see a few degree differences as we go into our high temperatures. With tonight, we're not really seeing too much of a difference. Most of the area staying in the low 40s out there, mostly clear skies and calm conditions, but then you can start to see just slight differences in your highs tomorrow, about a 8-degree difference from the southern tip of our viewing area all the way up to the north. Otherwise, most of the area at least staying near 70 degrees. You'll be close to average, if not a few degrees above, but definitely a little bit cooler than we were out there today. But we hit back up to well above average already as we go into Tuesday. Most of the area actually has a pretty decent chance at hitting 80 degrees. La Crosse, high of 79, however, not going to count out the chance for an 80 in there. Eau Claire looking at 81. So a nice warm day, likely going to be the warmest day of the week. As far as our 80-degree days go so far for the year, La Crosse is sitting at 2 so far, which is right on par for normal. Eau Claire actually hitting their first 80-degree day today, still at normal is 2 days where we've seen 80 degrees. So definitely nothing out of the ordinary. It's It's pretty typical to start seeing this weather now this time of year, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. Here's another look at our high temperatures. Really, the past 2 weeks have been fairly uneventful, other than a few days where we were maybe 10 to 15 degrees above or below average. Not a lot happening. Actually, Saturday was the coldest day that we've had in quite some time, and then looking ahead towards the next 10 days, it's looking like we're going to be staying at least close to average, if not a few degrees above. Similar story in Eau Claire. Saturday was our cool spot. High temperature was 15 degrees below average, but as we go into Tuesday, we're going to be 15 degrees above average. We have a cold front passing through as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. That gets us back to near normal. Otherwise, we're already bouncing back up to above average as we go into the weekend and even holding off into next week. And then the other story this week, or lack of story if you want to put it that way, not a lot of rain happening, which is a good thing because we did have quite the wet start to spring in both both March and April. So I'm sure we're looking for some drier ground conditions out there now. The drought has since moved out of the area, so we're really looking at pretty pleasant conditions as we go throughout really the beginning and first half of May. It's looking like we could hold on to our dry streak all the way towards the middle of the month. For the rest of the week then, we see our highest day on Tuesday, highs in the upper 70s. A little bit cooler as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday with that cold front passing through, but still staying near average, and then already bumping back into the upper 70s by the weekend and even holding into next week. So really not a lot to complain about this week.
This has to be the best for you, Nicole. You get to give nothing but good news to people for once. You don't have to dampen anyone's week at all.
Don't have to have anyone mad at me. Yes, very
blaming you for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Nicole. And coming up next in sports, the Brewers looking to bounce back. Chicago took the first 2 games of the series, but Freddie Peralta took the mound as Milwaukee hoped to avoid the sweep. Kate is in next with sports.
A lacrosse repair company in hot water. Multiple lawsuits claim the business took their money and never returned.
Finally stopped into this house. I said I either need my $200 or my part.
Monday at 6, how to make sure you know who you're hiring.
Shop for a cause at Home Sleep Express. Donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research, and Home will give you 10% off Luxuria or Thomas Cole sleep mattresses. Plus, pay no interest for 1 year. Give $10, get 10% off sale prices. Right now at Home Sleep Express.
Hey! This $5 Mega Millions game is super exciting!
There are prize multipliers built into every play. So the lowest prize you can win is $10. Plus, it has bigger jackpots more often with better chances to win it!
$5 Mega Millions really is something to shout about.
It's available at Wisconsin lottery retailers near you, like this one.
Honey, for dinner, do you want mac or cheese?
For your birthday party, you can have fun or games.
Are you ready to rock or roll?
We want both.
Don't settle for or. M3 is your yes and insurance partner. World-class expertise, yes, and individual attention. Don't settle for anything less than yes and.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Shop for a cause at Home Seasonal Concepts. Home will give you 10% off sale prices on porch and patio when you donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research. Give $10 to Mocha and get 10% off sale prices now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
It's been a rough weekend for Milwaukee. They had a chance to gain some ground on Chicago in the division, but have been outscored 16-2 in the first 2 games of the series. Starting pitching, been a big struggle, but Freddie Peralta took to the mound earlier today, trying to propel the Brewers to a win. Let's go to American Family Field. Peralta coming into the day with a 2.52 ERA, and he was dealing. First inning, 2 outs, and Freddie paints the corner, gets Suzuki looking to end the inning. 5th inning, 2 outs, and this time gets Dansby Swanson to chase. 6 innings pitched, 7 Ks, no runs for Peralta. But the Brewers need some runs of their own, and Julian Merriweather comes in, throws a wild pitch. Chourio comes in to score. Milwaukee up 1. Next batter, Daz Cameron into pinch hit, and he lines one out to left field. Yelich rounds third. He's in to score as the Brewers add another. And then with 2 men on, Caleb Durbin finds the gap out to left. 2 more runs score as Milwaukee avoids the sweep. They pick up the win 4-0. So a good end to the series for Milwaukee, and they needed it after the first 2 games. Now the Cubs are in first place in the division at 21-14. Reds are in second at 18-17, while Milwaukee is 4 games back of first, sitting at 17-18. Next up for the Brewers, hosting the Astros starting tomorrow at 6:40. A little Star Wars theme at Fenway Park. Twins up against the Red Sox, and Byron Buxton had some force behind that swing over the Green Monster for a leadoff home run. Twins go up 1. Let's go to the 7th inning. Twins now down 2, but with 2 men on, Ryan Jeffers lines one over the head of the left fielder. Both guys come in to score. We're all tied at 3. Next inning, man on first for Harrison Bader, and he sends one high and deep to right center field. Off the Green Monster, Carlos Correa touches home. Twins take the lead as they would get the win 5-4. Well, yesterday, the UWL baseball team capped off the season with 2 wins over Stevens Point, and Mac Bourne was setting records. The senior would get an RBI single in the first inning to tie the WIAC record for career hits, and then later in the game, he would break it. That's 321 hits in an Eagle uniform. UWL will face Oshkosh on Thursday, May 8th for the conference tournament in Whitewater for the first round. The WNBA preseason underway, and Caitlin Clark returned to Iowa City as the Fever took on the Brazilian national team, and the Iowa fans did not disappoint. A sold-out crowd with an average secondary market ticket being sold for just under $700. Clark would finish the game with 16 points, including a near logo 3 from the same spot. She broke the all-time college scoring record. The Fever would win 108-44. How about some PGA action? Final round at the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson. And if you want to see a dominating performance, look no further than Scotty Scheffler. Here he is on the par 5, hole 9, sinks the eagle putt. That would put him at 29 under par, and he would run away with it, finishing the day at 31 strokes under par. He tied the all-time PGA record for a 4-day scoring round and is taking home $1.7 million. In the NBA, the Golden State Warriors took down the Houston Rockets this evening in Game 7, and with that, we get Steph Curry going up against Anthony Edwards in round 2. T-Wolves are the higher seed, so they'll have home court advantage in this series. Game 1 set to start on Tuesday night. And Allison, I don't know about you, but I am excited for this one.
Definitely. I think it's so great to see, Steph is such a veteran and one of the best 3-point shooters of all time. But Anthony Edwards actually made the most 3-pointers this season, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
So, and, he's so young. He's younger than me, which just blows my mind. And he's just incredible.
You kind of get the young kids of the NBA with Anthony Edwards going up against the old guy in Steph Curry, even beat LeBron James last round. So it's just cool to see the generations
really interesting
going against each other.
storylines that are coming through here on the western side.
Can't wait.
So, yeah.
All right, we'll have more news after the break.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers? Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
We would like to thank everyone who voted Dahl Automotive Best of La Crosse County. It means a lot to us to place first in Auto Service Department, New Car Dealership, as well as voting Randy McDaniel for Best Auto Salesperson. Thank you.
It's time for spring cleaning, and Doll Auto is here to help. Clean out that old car, and we'll give you an extra $1,000 over book value. Then choose from over 1,200 vehicles and lock in today's prices. Spring cleaning pays at Doll Auto.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season, always at the best prices guaranteed.
I think the most important thing that Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben did was to help us when we had other things to concentrate on. There were people trying to collect money. They were calling saying, hey, your insurance hasn't paid, we're going to go to collections. Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben took care of all that for us. They sent us over all the information to show that it was done.
We didn't have to deal with the doctors, the ambulances. They took care of all that for us.
They did a great job for us from the beginning to the end.
Representing accident victims for over 50 years, Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Vegas Golden Knights have a paw-tastic fan cheering them on as they continue their NHL Stanley Cup playoff journey. Meet Goldie, the 8-year-old golden retriever, and her owner Mike have become staples at the Knights practice games. Mike says she has become known as the team's true canine cheerleader. It's hard to miss her as she wears custom-made costumes that are hand-sewn. The pair also sit in the same spot during every practice and take pictures with fellow fans. Well, that's really inspiring me. I might bring our family's golden retrievers now to my dad's game, so if you see a dog at a Central basketball game, don't be surprised at all next year. Well, Nicole will have another look at your forecast after the break.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend in-store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
For our 13th year, Home Furniture is teaming up with the Minnesota Ovarian Cancer Alliance to raise funds for research, increase awareness, and support women and their families.
Make a purchase at home and donate $10 to MOCA and get an extra 10% off sale prices.
Together, we can make an impact. Shop for a cause and donate $10 for MOCA.
And save an extra 10% off our sale prices.
Thank you for supporting A Cure by shopping at Home Furniture. And join us in September for Home Teal Strides Walk and Run for ovarian cancer research.
Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked. And Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning is who you want to call. Prevent the buildup of dust and dirt to keep you and your family breathing healthy, clean air with your trusted, trained comfort specialist. Check out our Google reviews and call 782-0664 today for your AC clean and check. Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning. It's hard to stop a train.
Your trained comfort specialist, Bagnevsky.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing across a full lineup.
Fun fact, Hank, Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
Another fun fact, everyone pays what we pay.
So, you get employee pricing. You get employee pricing. You get employee pricing.
Sam.
Yeah?
Everyone gets employee pricing.
You get employee pricing.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay, only from your local Ford dealer.
Sealands Carpetland, your family comes first. We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners in creating a home that lasts a lifetime. Discover a world of comfort and durability with our huge selection. Whether it's cozy carpeting for your living room, timeless hardwood for a classic touch, or versatile tiles that stand up to the hustle and bustle of family life. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60 you spend in-store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Here's a look at that bus stop forecast. Not a lot going on tomorrow. A little bit cooler in the morning, 46, but then by the time you're heading home, 70. So definitely cooler than we were today, but still not a lot to complain about out there. Maybe a couple clouds in the afternoon, but a good Cinco de Mayo to all who are celebrating, and then a very nice week to follow after that. So good weather coming up.
Can't wait. Get outside, do some
Exactly,
stuff fun.
for sure.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.